Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be in the world. My name is Sharon Sutherland, and I'm glad to be here with you this day. First, I want to give an honor to our Lord and Savior who allowed us all on this panel to be here today. On my panel, I have Diane Klein and Jody Malley, who both are in Canada. Um, and I learned so much from them each and every day, and it's an honor to be here with them. And I just want them to know I appreciate them because I have been able to learn from them. Matter of fact, we learn from one another. We support one another in our businesses, which is an awesome, awesome thing. And we mastermind with one another so that we can better understand how to get our businesses from point A to point B. And we need to go through this in order to have a successful business. And today we are going to be talking about decide what to be and how to and go be it. Ben Stein, actor and author, stated the indispensable first step to getting the things you want out of life is this: decide what you want. And in order to accomplish your dreams and goals, you must first decide what you want, write a clear, compelling plan, and decide what to be and go be it. And most important, know your why. Ladies, do anyone want to start out reading Principle 3? Also, I'm sorry, this is a book by Jack Canfield and called The Success Principles. And if you want to get a copy of this book so that you can follow along with us, connect with one of us and we will be happy to point you to the direction which is on Amazon to purchase this book so that you can follow along and learn and implement what you learn so that you can teach your team. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can start. Are we reading or just doing the bullet points?
Um, which this is 9 pages of packed information. What do you ladies think? Do you think we should read it or just pick bullet points and
Okay,
talk about it?
we're doing bullet points and discussing it now for the second round of the books.
Okay, that's fine. Alrighty. Well, in that case, I'll start out. The first thing is, when we are babies, you knew exactly what you wanted. The following things were automatic to us, such as you knew when you were hungry and you spit the food out when you did not like it and enjoyed the ones we did like. We were very good at expressing what we want and when we wanted it. And the way you expressed yourself, you cried loudly or until you received what you wanted. And then you know what, the baby is he or she is in control of everything, because whether we needed to be fed, changed, held, loved, or rocked, we cried, but we had different cries for everything. So we had no fear about anything, and we were clear about what we wanted. And then over the years, people start telling us you need to do it this way, that, your mindset was changed, because that wasn't the way society accepted what you were doing. So you had to learn how to act and how to get their approval. And as a result of that, a lot of things didn't go the way we always wanted it to go. So then you had to decide, what do you want? What do you want to be, and go get it? Because a purposeful plan will always end in goals achievements. Anybody want to comment?
Sure, sure, and I will. I love how he points out that when we were babies, there was all these comments made for us, like "Don't touch, don't do that,
Hmm.
eat everything, keep your hands off," and we had to relearn to tell people what we actually want once we grew up and we realized what was happening. So a lot of us are, as we're reprogramming our mind, there's a lot of confusion, I think, out there because people are so confused. They don't know, well, why am I saying that I want all that? That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how I was brought up. But that's not really true. You can have what you want. You
Mm-hmm.
can have anything in life that you want. It's just that when we were little, that's how the society, that our parents aren't at fault at all. That's just how everybody did it. So they took it from their parents, and their parents took it from their parents. So, but now we know better because we're reading books and we're learning about mindset, and we can change the cycle. Like, I'm so careful when I talk to my kids. I don't want to say to them, don't do that. I'm like, I try to say, do you think there's a better way, or is there a way around it? Because if
Mm-hmm.
you use different words for these young kids, then they can grow up knowing that they can decide in their mind what they want.
Exactly, Diane. You hit a lot of bullet points. I hope you all in the audience are taking notes because she gave some very, very valid points. You got to be careful, you know, how you say things and how you do things because you don't want to get out. Step out and do things to offend people, to upset people. So what do? You curtail it so that it's appropriate for everybody in the group. Joe, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, as a mom of 6 kids and two are stepsons, I agree with Diane. Like, since I've been awake, like we talked yesterday about, what was our purpose and stuff. And today we're talking about, how you could be living someone else's dreams, not really yours. And
Mm-hmm.
we do a lot of that to our kids as they're growing up. So with our younger 2 kids, because we didn't know any better with our first 4 older kids, um, but my husband and I, a few years ago, we started reading like The Secret and relating it more to spiritual and to God and things like that. And we really took a closer look at what we're saying and how that is relating to our kids. And so with the first 4 older ones, I remember that both of us probably spent a lot of time, even when they would bring home report cards and stuff like that. And when we go to the meetings with the teacher, you'd be harping on the stuff that they're doing wrong. And just like with the baby, where we're the ones telling them, don't touch that, stay away from there,
Mm-hmm.
you should be ashamed of yourself, why did you do that, and things like that. And now with our younger 2 kids, we have a totally different way of relating to them. And our youngest son, he's quite the card. He he always, you know, I always jokingly say that he's the one who gave me the gray hair and stuff when he was born, but he tests our boundaries all the time. And he can be really, he's very passionate about anything, and everything's a big drama with him. And, you know, it's now teaching him, though, that yes, I realize you're angry. I realize your sister did this or your friend did that. But how you react to it is how you'll react to that same situation anytime in life. Like going upstairs and banging your door not just once but twice to make sure I heard you isn't really a productive way of calming yourself down and being more respectful of others. So even with him, you can teach your kids different. You might think that they're not listening to you, but they really, really are.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Very good points, Jody. I like that. I mean, we all are given, I think, some very good bullet points on deciding what to do and how to do things and how things changed as we grew up. And you have to stop settling for less than what you want. If you're going to renew your power and get what you really want out of life, you will have to stop saying, I don't know, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me, or the current favorite of teenagers, whatever. When you are confronted with a choice, no matter how small or insignificant act it is, if you have a preference, ask yourself, if I did know, what would it be? If I did care, which would I prefer? If it did not matter, what would I rather do? I mean, those are some very valid questions you need to ask yourself and stop settling. If you want something more out of life, then go after it. Make a want list. One of the easiest ways to begin clarifying what you truly want is to make a list of 30 things you want to do. And once you get that list, I want you to look at that list and say 30 things you have to do and 30 things you want to do before you die, like a bucket list. My nephew, um he this has this bucket list of things that he wanted to do, and one of them was skydiving. I don't know why he wanted to do that, but he did. So he sent me a text message this week saying, "Auntie, guess what I did?" I said, "What you do, baby?" "I went skydiving." I said, "Oh my gosh, how was it?" He said, "I loved it and I'm gonna do it again." I said, "Boy, you crazy." But that was on his bucket list. That's something that he wanted to do. And now that he can go and scratch it off his list, but he said he putting it back on because he wanted to do it again. So, you need to make a list of things that you want to be, want to do, want to have before you die, and then go after it. Do what you need to do to make it happen. Um, is worrying about making a living stopping you from doing what you want to do? um lot of, like Oprah Winfrey, she's making a living hanging out, talking with people. Now, if that's something that you enjoy doing, make a plan, go after it. Diane Burst, who is an international tour guide, is making a living hanging out, talking with people in some most excited and exotic location in the world. If that's something that you want to do, put it on your bucket list and go after it. Tiger Woods loved to play golf. Ellen DeGeneres loved to make people laugh by doing her dance. I mean, that's a bad dance. So you need to make a list of 20 things you love to do, and then think of ways you can make a living doing those things you love. Um, any comments on that, ladies?
Sure, I'll jump out for a sec, Sharon. I just wanted to say there's so many things in our lives that are making us feel like we shouldn't have what we actually want. And
Mm-hmm.
we sit there and we worry about it, and it's not until you start knowing and appreciating yourself enough to know that you deserve the best. You know that you have to know that you are the best, you are an amazing creation, and you deserve the best. And that doesn't just happen. It doesn't just fall on your lap. It doesn't just, you don't just decide on doing that. You actually have to work on yourself. If you work
Yes.
on your mindset and you work on self improvement, you kind of along the way figure out, I am special. I am great. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I want to have this and I do want it and I will have it. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there for you viewers, is that it's okay if you don't feel like right now that you feel bad about wanting something and that you shouldn't have it. Just work on yourself. Start slow. I know I started slow. I started by looking in the mirror and telling myself I love myself, because I had absolutely no self-confidence left after living with an alcoholic. And once he sobered up, we changed our lives, but I had to work on that. I had no self-confidence. I always settled for less. I always give my kids and my husband, everybody around me, everything first, and then I looked at myself. And that's just not how it's supposed to be, because we have to look after ourselves, because if we're not here, how can we give to others?
Exactly, Diane. Exactly. Um,
Yeah, and you know what? The thing is that when you start doing that, you become a little bit more clear on what your purpose is as well.
mhm.
And um, it is hard for people. I mean, I was the same way. It was really hard to, sit down and say, what do I really want? Because especially as wives and moms and daughters and sisters, you know, we wear so many different hats, and at certain times in our life, you know, I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. You know, my mothering to my two younger kids is different than how I mothered my first two kids.
Hmm.
And you just have to realize and listen to stuff that goes on around you, because here's the thing. If you don't have the wealth or income you kind of want, and if you don't have the health you want, and if you aren't in a loving relationship that you want, the key with that is that that's God's way of just subtly telling you, hey, you know, wake up a little bit. You need to wake up to what your purpose is. And my kids, my littlest girl, she's going to be a cook and own her own restaurant. She's already talked about that, and she told her dad so nicely that if he was nice, he could maybe wash the dishes. So she's 13, and since she was 11, she can make pie like no other. And you know how hard it is to make pie and get that crust perfect? She already has that skill. So we believe in her that when she does grow up, she is going to own a restaurant. And her friend here, they made a summer list, a bucket list just for the summer, which I thought was pretty funny. So I'm going to read some of it here to you. So they have on their list their names, Lizzie and Julia. They're going to have sleepovers, swimming, go to Williams Lake, go 10-mile camping, that's another lake close to us, make a movie theater, balloon ninjas, tie-dye, roasting Starburst, you know, Starburst, those little candies. I don't know why, but apparently roasting those over a fireplace melts them. Bouncing bubbles, side pyramid, go through paint field and do eggs, water balloons, slip slide, go stick ring toss. I'm not quite sure. Oh, glow stick ring toss. And then she put spy training. Buy a lot of candy and eat it. So I just kind of thought, I loved looking at her little list, and as I was going through it, I'm like, spy training? So I said, what is spy training? When did that become a bucket list? So it was kind of funny. But you know what? She's probably already done more than half of that, and we were about halfway through the summer. So you know what? I encourage kids, yeah, make your summer list. You know, make a list of stuff you want to do and have fun with. And as we get older, we still need to make those fun lists. Like, what is it you really, really want to do?
Exactly, Jody. I like your daughter's list. That is neat. And that shows that she's focused and that she's thinking about what she wants to do and she's making a plan to go after it. And that's what the next section talks about. Clarify your vision of your ideal life. Because this book is telling us how to get from where you are to where you want to be. But in the middle, you got to take action. You have to develop that plan so that you can know where you are supposed to be going or where you want to go. Because your vision is a detailed description of where you want to get to. It describes in detail what your destination look like and feel like. Is to create a balance and a successful life. Your vision needs to include the following areas. You need to have work and career, finances, recreation, and free time. Let's see, a lot of us, we do the recreation, but we don't have free time because we don't think that we deserve free time when we're trying to achieve success. But that's when you regenerate your mind, is when you take that free time and just relax. And then there's health and fitness, relationship, personal goals, and contribution to the larger community. And that's when you giving back, is when you out there working in the community. And then you have your inner goal global positioning system. And the purpose of getting from where you are to where you want to be is like using the navigational system with GPS, global positioning system technology in newer model cars. For the system to work, it simply needs to know where you are and where you want to go. And that is the purpose of your vision, detailed description of where you want to get to. You need to position yourself so that you will know where you want to end up in life. And all you have to do is decide where you want to go by clarifying your vision, lock in the destination through goal setting, affirmations and visualization and start moving in the direction that you want to go. That is so, so important. A lot of time we implement plans and stuff, but you know what? We don't take action. And action is critical. If you can sit down and you can learn everything. You can understand everything. But if you do not take action on what you want, you will never get there. So it's very, very important that once you have your plan, take action. Massive, massive action.
Mhm.
Absolutely, Sharon. I totally agree with you. I know a lot of times we just get hung up and we think, well, how are we going to get there? What's the use of writing this down if I have absolutely no idea of how I get there? But
Hmm.
something that you need to know is that if you have your goals written down and if you visualize what you're doing, then your mind will show you how to get there. The blueprint will come up at the most amazing, strangest times. I mean, something will just happen and you're like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. You just have to focus on what you want, focus on your goals, focus on where you want to go, and it will just all fall into place. And don't get hung up about worrying about how am I going to get there, because
Correct.
it will fall in place. Just take the action when you get the spur of the moment thoughts and just go for it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like what we're into right now. We're with DS Domination, and that's what we do. We teach people how to sell on eBay, and a lot of people look at our small business, look at our capture page and stuff, and they're like, what's this all about? Like, why would I want to do that? Well, this is the most simplest thing out there because we don't have to worry about recruiting if we don't want to. All we have to do is start listing on eBay and sell. That's what we're taught to do. But recruiting can be another channel of income for us. So
Hmm.
that's what's so great about what we are into. All of us ladies are into DS Dominations. And if you're looking for something out there that you're stuck with or that you need to get out of debt or anything like that, contact one of us. We can help you get started with that.
And I think it's really important that he made a point here about stop worrying. You know how much we worry, right? We're moms. That's what we do. We get worried about all sorts of stuff that really we shouldn't be worried about. And that's the whole point of what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks is showing you the how, okay? But right for now, you just need to have the vision. You just need to
Right.
know where you even want to be. And you know what? Make it big. You know, those big, hairy goals and dreams. Make it. Make it something that if you had to think about it, you go, wow, that scares me.
Ex-
And that is when the how comes. You need to know why you're even doing it and what you really, really love. And then the how always shows up, you know, and you shouldn't worry about the how. Just decide what is it you really, really, really love to do.
Absolutely,
And
Jody.
just kind of piggyback on what everyone else said. Hello, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Just to piggyback on what everyone else said. Hi. Gosh, it's always an honor to be here with you all. Just to piggyback on what everyone has said, I like to also add to that the power of being a big thinker. You know, having a vision larger than most. Most people have those small visions, and the ones that have small visions and don't really think big, they only go so far. You know, and if you say, you know, I want to be a millionaire, somebody over sitting next to you and they're saying, oh, I think a million is just too much, or I want to be a billionaire, you know, they're small thinkers. So it's really, really important that you become a big thinker. You have a big vision. And the bigger your vision is, the more success you will have. And then also to add to that, the power of sharing your vision with other people. If you get in a habit of sharing your vision with other people will attach onto your vision, and there's going to be more than likely someone else that will have the same vision that you have. And when you get to the point when you have other people that are working with you with the same vision, your success rate grows at even a higher rate. So keep that in mind. Always share your vision because it's going to help you to get more clear on really, really what you want. Every time I get a chance, I'm always sharing with someone what my vision is, what I desire, what I want. And the
Hmm.
more I do that, the more clear I get on what it is that I really, really desire. So those are some tips and points that I thought were really powerful in this particular chapter. And just like he said early on, he didn't want a notebook. He didn't want a yellow notebook. He wanted a blue notebook. So he asked for what he wanted. We got to get to the point where we get we don't care about asking for what we want. A lot of us are tied up in fear of asking for what you want. If you want something, just ask for it. I always tell my children, I say, go ask for it. You don't know if you don't ask. We were somewhere. Where was we at? We were somewhere the other day, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to ask. And I asked for it, and I got what I wanted. I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful. I mean, I know it works, but every now and then you want to try it. Just ask the question, and personally, all they can do is tell you yes or no. In most cases, it depends on what you're asking for. But in most cases, it's a yes, and it's a surprise yes. So just those are some nuggets that, has really helped me in getting to the point where I really know what I want. Back to you, Sharon.
Amen. I like that, Miss Rachel. I think that all the information that was provided by each member on the panel was very, very important. And I want to thank you, ladies, for your contribution to this. And next, we're going to talk about high achievers have bigger visions. The greatest danger of most of us is that our aim is too high and we miss it. But that is too low and we can reach it. Michelangelo. I want to encourage you to limit your vision in any way. These high achievers see the world from a whole different perspective, as a place where amazing things can happen, where billions of lives can be improved. So if you want your life to improve, then you need to have the vision. And when Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield published Chicken Soup for the Soul, what was called our 2020 vision was also a big one: to sell 1 billion chicken soup books and to raise $500 million for charity through tithing a portion of all of our profits by the year 2020. We were and are very clear about what we want to accomplish. And that's what we need to do with our lives. We need to write it down so that we know what we want to accomplish. And when we accomplish that, take it off of the list. Now, if you limit your choices only to what seems possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly want. And all that is life is a compromise. Robert Fritz said that quote. And don't let anyone talk you out of your vision. There are people who will try to talk you out of your vision. They will tell you that's crazy. That can't be done. There will be those who will laugh at you and try to bring you down to their level. And you can't listen to that either. I mean, you don't want to worry about trying to get down to somebody else's level, but hey, when you achieve those dreams and goals, hey, the people who weren't your friends are now your friends. So you need to be careful about that. And if they didn't want to come along for the ride, why should they be there at the end to get the reward? And the next section talk about a vision exercise. You create your future from your future and not your past. You need to let the past stay in the past and get a vision of where you want to go. And this exercise is number one, first focus on the financial areas of your life. What is your annual income? What does your cash flow look like? How much money do you have in savings and investment? And what is your total net worth? Then you need to visualize your ideal job or career. Where you are working, what are you doing, with whom are you working, what kind of clients or customers do you have, what is your compensation like, is it your own business? And then you focus on the free time, your recreation time. What are you doing with your family and friends in free time you've created for yourself? What hobbies are you pursuing? What kind of vacation do you want to take? And what do you want to do for fun? And then what is your next vision of your body and your physical health? And then you move on to the total vision of relationship with your family and friends. And then what about the personal area of your life? Do you see yourself going back to school, getting training, attending workshops, seeking therapy for past hurts, or growing spiritually? I mean, then finally focus on the community in your life, the community you've chosen. What does it look like when it's opening perfectly? What kind of community activities take place and where? And what about your charitable work? What do you do to help others and to make a difference? And that's when you're going to see yourself really growing, is when you're helping others. Because when you help others, you're helping yourself. And you can write down your answers as you go, or you can do the whole exercise first and then open your eyes and write it down. In either case, make sure you capture everything in writing as you complete the exercise. Do anybody have anything they? Oh, okay, just one more section. Share your vision for maximum impact. Now, when you finish writing down your vision, you want to share your vision with a good friend whom you can trust to be positive and supportive. You might be afraid that your friend would think your vision is too outlandish, impossible to achieve, too idealistic or realistic or materialistic. Almost all people have those thoughts when they're thinking about sharing their vision. But the truth is, most people deep down in their heart want the same things you want. Everyone wants financial abundance, a comfortable home, meaningful work they enjoy, good health to do the things they love, nurturing relationships with their family and friends, and an opportunity to make a difference in the world. But too few of us really admit it. You'll find that when you share your vision, some people will want to help you make it happen. Others will introduce you to friends and resources that can help you. You'll also find that each time that you share your vision, it becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and you feel more ready, real, and attainable. And most importantly, every time you share your vision, your strength, your own subconscious believe that you can achieve it. And
Wow, that was very powerful. I hope everybody out there is listening to what Sharon just shared. That is so powerful. I just wanted to quickly share something here, Sharon. I don't remember what it is that I was listening to. I think Science of Getting Rich, and it said that if you don't want more than you have right now, if you don't want to be rich, if you don't want to have the nice houses and money in the bank and the $1 million, then you're not normal. So consider yourselves, everybody out there, to be normal if you want more, because that's just who we are. We want to have more. We want the beautiful clothes. We want the beautiful shoes. We want the beautiful house. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just that of maybe sometimes the way we were brought up of thinking you shouldn't have that. Why would you want to have that? Don't think like that anymore. Start today to change your mind, start working on yourself, start appreciating yourself and loving yourself enough to know that, yes, I do want that house, and yes, I do want that car. There's nothing wrong with me having that car, and I will love it.
absolutely, Diane, absolutely. Anyone else have anything they want to add? Okay. Well, I think today's reading has been very, very powerful, and I've learned so much from it. You need to get over your fears of not taking action. You need to take action. You need to understand your why. And once you understand your why, you will be able to go after your goals and dreams, because you will want to fulfill or accomplish your why, because that's on your list of things that you want to do. So go ahead and make that list, do the exercise that's in the book, and see how that will help you to develop your mindset so that you can achieve your dreams and goals. Um, please connect with the person that invited you to this hangout so that you can start your journey to financial freedom. Remember, everyone wants financial abundance, a comfortable home, meaningful work they enjoy, good health, time to do the things they love, nurturing relationships with their family and friends, and an opportunity to make a difference in the world. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel called The Fearless Online Entrepreneurs so that you can stay up to date with our team. And also, I want to thank you for joining us today. And we will be back tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you.